Hey everybody, this is Kais, and after my outpouring of response for the video I made about the loop station, I thought I could make a video about something else that would help you out. This is an advanced topic about the different types of seventh chords. Before I get started, though, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Jamie and his company, simcostudios.com, who is doing the video production of this video. So if you like what you see, be sure to check out his website. Maybe there's something he could do for you as well. So, I looked on YouTube and I saw some thumbnails, and I saw on a few of the thumbnails it said the 5 different types of seventh chords. And this confused me because, well, there's 7 different types of seventh chords, not 5. And I'd like to cover those and give you an example of what they sound like on this video, just to kind of give you a basic understanding. What is a seventh chord? Well, you may have learned a song and the song calls for maybe the chord G and D7. D7 is what's called a dominant seventh chord. Because dominant seventh chords are so common in all different types of music, over time, people just stopped saying the word dominant and they just shortened it down to D7. But the official name of this chord is D dominant seventh. The notes of the chord are D. There's an F sharp right here. Excuse me, right there. Here's an A and a C. Notice I went through the notes in a certain order. That's not important, but the notes, when spelled out and written in order, if someone asked you what the notes were of a D dominant seventh chord, you would say D, F sharp, A, and C. So that's D dominant seventh. Then we have what's called a major seventh, and it sounds like this. The difference between dominant seventh and major seventh is that the dominant seventh has a C note and a major seventh has a C sharp note. Then there's minor seventh. D minor seventh has the notes D, F, A, and C. And the way I'm playing right, there's a D right here, then an A, then a C, and then an F, in that order. The order that you put the notes doesn't matter. It still makes a D minor seventh chord, whether you play them in this order or a different order. So then there's minor 7 flat 5, which is also called a half diminished chord. Sometimes it's written, you'll see a D, and then you'll see a circle with a line through it for the symbol of the chord, for half diminished. Which brings me to the next one. Oh, by the way, that chord is D, and then I have an A flat, there's a C, and an F. You know, just like the minor 7, but with a flat 5. The A flat is the flat 5. And I'll explain this more in detail later. I just want to get through the basic chords right now. All right, let's see what else. All right, diminished seventh, okay, which sometimes you'll see the letter D with just a circle next to it. That means diminished. And if they put a 7 next to it, it's diminished seventh. Right? Sometimes I see D with a little circle to it, and I'll play a diminished seventh anyway, even though they didn't put the 7. All right, and that has a C flat note in it, which is the same as a B note, but the correct spelling of the chord would have C flat. And so the notes I'm playing are D, A flat, C flat, the B, and F. All right, then we have some of the ones that people miss. D minor with a major seventh. So that sounds like this. Sometimes you hear this chord at the ending of like something, or maybe like a suspenseful thing on a TV show. Tune in next week to the exciting conclusion. Will Batman and Robin escape? Anyway, you also hear that chord in this sequence of chords. It's really common. You'll play like a regular D minor chord, then the minor major 7, then the minor 7, and then D minor 6, which we're not getting into on this video, but that's how you play it. So D minor major 7th. The notes I got D, A, C sharp, and F. Yeah, kind of peculiar sounding. Another one of the peculiar ones is D major 7 sharp 5. It sounds like this, which is the same as D major 7, just with a sharp 5, as you might imagine. Which is, and this isn't an alteration, by the way. There's a thing called altered dominance, and we're going to cover that in a different video. This is its own chord type. This isn't like a substitute for a major 7 chord. I'm going to slip in the major 7 sharp 5 instead. It's its own chord type. Don't try to swap in major 7 sharp 5s for major 7s when a song asks for a major 7, okay? The name's a little deceiving. So we got the note A sharp, which is our sharp 5, which some people might think, well, isn't that just B flat? It is, but the correct spelling of the chord is to have an A sharp involved. Basically, all these chords are going to use D, F, A, C with a sharp or a flat on the corresponding note. So we got a D, A sharp, C sharp, and F. Right? And here's D major 7. Here's D major 7 sharp 5. Right? And that's the 7 different types of 7th chords. Now there would be an 8th one, but if we did, it would wind up just being an augmented triad. Right? So once again, those in order that I played was dominant 7th, or just D7 for short, major 7, minor 7, minor 7 flat 5, diminished 7th, also sometimes referred to as a fully diminished 7th chord, minor with a major 7, major 7 sharp 5, and then I played an augmented triad at the end. All right, so that's it just for this video. That's just an introduction to the different types. For all those chords, I did play the top four notes, the first 4 strings only. I didn't play the low E or the A string, just isolated that. So you could use those on the ukulele as well, because as we all know, the ukulele is the same as the top 4 strings of guitar when it comes to chord shapes. So hopefully that's useful to get you started. And on the next video, we'll talk about the ins and outs of where these chords come from. All right, thank you.